This Pam Electric Ghost, and we're going to talk about a song that we were kind of hesitant on putting out on our new project called Dark Ghost Violence. It's one of the first songs we actually were working on for the new idea of this Dark Ghost album. And originally we were going to put it on Dark Ghost Volume 1 that we were trying to get on onto actually a vinyl record, Digger's Factory Records, but then that we didn't get enough funding for that, so then we kind of dropped it, and then we were kind of wondering, about the mix on it, because this is a song that is an analog song that uses the Moog DFAM, which is the drummer from Another Mother, and we had kind of created a very infectious, repetitive beat that's easy to do on a DFAM. Because if you just have a single DFAM, you only have like 8 steps on a CV controlled analog sequencer that doesn't have any kind of MIDI. And so you have to use pitch, and you have to use, kind of the actual tempo to control the actual sequence with these little dials. And there's other things you can do. We found that we can use the map from Maps Control Module from Make Noise. But in this particular song, we've got this very repetitive beat that then we took like a polysynth sound that's a very 80s polysynth, kind of Cure, Depeche Mode, New Romantic type of pad that we got off our Roland Juno. And it has that kind of Cure feel again. It's like that, the head in the door kind of sound, at least from a pad sound perspective. And then our Josephine Electric voice, we've got her, she's the female lead singer of Pam Electric Ghost, but we've got her sounding very, very sensual, very feminine. It is something that I work on all the time to try to bring out her vulnerability. This particular song, it talks about her being in love with 2 different people, a male and a female. So she's in love with a character we called Mediterranean Blue. Mediterranean Blue is a character from a play, like a sonic play we call September. And she's just this like, she's kind of a Greek mythology-inspired character that represents like eternal sadness. So like she's kind of got siren aspects from the Iliad, but she's this like very beautiful woman that's like got dark hair and wears long flowing dresses and gowns, but she has this like sadness about her that's very alluring, and people get drawn into it, and it's very sexy and it's very sensual, and she's a very deep character. She's got a lot of passion, and so Josephine falls in love with her, or started to fall in love with her, because what's going on is both Josephine and Mediterranean Blue are in love with the same dude. So there's a guy that they're in love with from California, and he, is a rooftop dude. And this rooftop dude, it's kind of this idea we talked about. We came up with a couple of songs that talk about this rooftop dude. It's kind of like this idea from the Drifters that, you get like up on the roof, you're going to have this romantic liaison with your lover. And it's going to be kind of like a very, 50s kind of experience. You're going to be out like on a blanket, having a picnic or whatever on the roof, and you're having a liaison. It's kind of like, up on the roof. It's kind of like on the boardwalk. The Drifters came up with these songs about these romantic trysts or liaisons that are happening like on a roof or under the boardwalk, whatever you're with your lover doing that. But the idea with the rooftop dude is like, okay, with a rooftop dude in our world, taking this idea that the Drifters had, but he's actually flipping it, and he's kind of a dangerous individual. He's very insensitive. He's not very caring. He's going out with Mediterranean Blue. He's going out with Josephine, and he's kind of playing them for fools. And Josephine is talked about that in the song that they did. Basically, you know, he's cruel, and he's making Josephine. She feels like Josephine, like that the Mediterranean Blue and her are both in competition for this guy, for this rooftop dude, and they're being lewd and they're being crude and they're kind of, you know, well, they're not respecting themselves by being so drawn to this guy. And then Josephine starts to say like, well, maybe I really should be in love with Mediterranean Blue, but then Josephine's bisexual, and she's like, I find Mediterranean Blue maybe even more alluring than the rooftop dude, and maybe we should drop this rooftop dude and go back to California and go get screwed. And that's the line. It's like, we come to go back to California, and maybe the whole truth is that we should be in love with each other. And so, but the idea is like, this whole thing is causing them to be very melancholy, and they're going to deep drown in the blue sadness of this kind of tragic, you know, relationship. It's like this whole triage. It's like this tryst between these three lovers, and they're kind of star-crossed, and we feel it's got this kind of new romantic, like pure sound, which also brings in this idea of sadness and kind of the goth type of sadness. And then the idea of Mediterranean Blue being these long gowns, and she's got the dark black hair, and then Josephine has got her whole vibe that she's, this dominatrix wearing these like leather bound, you know, thigh high boots and 6-inch heels, and just the very, chokers and the dark makeup. The whole idea that it's very 80s, it's very, Victorian. It's got some new romantic ideas to it. It's got the whole idea of like this like bisexuality, this idea of being kind of gender bending, and we find the song really interesting, and we finally decided, what, we're gonna put this as part of Violence. We really like it. We were on the fence about it for a while. We've been listening to it. Sometimes we do this. We go back and we look at a track, and sometimes we have some hesitation about it, and then we go back and think about it and say, oh, you know what, I really like this track. And it takes us a little bit to think about it. It takes us a little bit to kind of go back and look at it. We'll put it on the shelf and then come back to it. So we're going to see the kind of magic that Bentley Engineering can do to it to bring it up to the quality to release. We've put it on our SoundCloud. We've released some videos that are on our Instagram channel, which is expansive underscore sound underscore experiments. That's expansive underscore sound underscore experiments. We've been putting lots of videos on there. We've been getting pretty good hits. We're getting about 200 views per video now on a lot of our videos on Instagram, and we also have it on YouTube. It's interesting. On YouTube, we get we get 200 views on Instagram. We get 10 views on YouTube. YouTube is kind of a hard nut to crack. We've been working on it for a while. Our SoundCloud, we do pretty good. We've got hundreds of plays to thousands of plays on certain songs on SoundCloud. And then our Bentley records, which are available on all streaming services, Tidal, Spotify, YouTube Music, and/or Apple Music, Apple iTunes, which is going away. But yeah, we've got all of our songs out there. Please stream them. If you're a real fan of the Ghost, please download our records on Amazon and Apple and purchase them. And then also, if you're a real fan of the Ghost, you could give us some support by being a supporter at 99 cents a month, or $4.99, or $9.99. Again, we will provide private links from our SoundCloud library of our deep tracks that we have. We've got full albums. We've got all kinds of stuff. We've also got Bandcamp albums that we can provide information links on. So check it out. We've got a lot of material. We've got over 1,800 songs we've written in the last 10 years, and we're working towards the album Dark Goes Violet will be on Bentley Records, and we're hoping that we're going to make a final track list decision sometime this month, and we'll be talking to some other folks on Anchor FM where we interview bands. So if you're a band, or you're an actor, or you're a producer, or you're a model, get in touch with us again through Anchor voice memo or through our Instagram, which is again expansive_sound_experiments. And if you want to be interviewed, check us out. As always, if you really like us, please support us by becoming a subscriber or a supporter. We do offer the ability to run ads on our podcast, and you can look into that option that we can provide an actual segment ad that right now we're at 19,700 fans who have listened to us since 2008. That's again 19,700, and we're averaging about 1,000 to 2,000 plays a month on our podcast, which is on 11 platforms, including Spotify and Apple Music, Radio Public, Stitcher, and many, many more. So check us out, and we thank you for being a Sam Electric Ghost listener, and we'll talk to you later.